Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Kathleen here, and in today's video I have a 10-minute hair and makeup routine that I do to get myself out the door and just ready to start my day. So most mornings, this is the way I wake up. I usually wear my hair tucked up in some type of knot at night because I sweat. Because I sweat, I end up getting a lot of frizz and puffiness underneath on my neckline here, and it just causes my hair to look very frizzy. So I don't want to rewash my hair in the morning and just blow it out again, so I just really want to go in and I want to refresh it. And then I'm going to show you what I do with my makeup too. This is the makeup I would do just so that I don't look so tired and I just look more awake. So if that interests you, continue watching. So first, I would start with my makeup. I already have my moisturizer, so that is key to looking fresh and hydrated. So make sure that you don't skip that part of it, because that really will just kind of plump up the skin and you'll have to use a lot less makeup. Plus the makeup that you do use will lay better on your skin. Normally I would start first with my eyebrows, but I recently just had my eyebrows powdered or tattoo or whatever you want to refer to it a few months back, and believe me, that is a lifesaver and a time saver. If you've never had it done, it might be something that you want to look into having done, because it just saves you, especially in the hotter months, of putting on your eyebrows and then having them melt off. So first I start with the areas that need the most improvement, and for you, if you don't know what that is, just stand back and look at yourself in the mirror and think, what needs to be covered up? What needs to be softened? And for me, it's always the rosacea around my face and the dark circles I have on the inside here of my eyes, and then on the outer portion. I go in with a lightweight tint. I'm going to be using this one here from Make Beauty. I put like a half a pump on my hand, okay? I would then take my foundation brush, I'll go in there, I completely immerse it, then I look straight ahead, I start from the center of my face and bring it outward, just like so, and just keep pulling it up. I don't add any more. I'll come into the center of my forehead and just kind of drag it out. I'm not looking to put all the foundation on there. I just really want that to blend in towards the outer perimeter of my face. But you can see already how that just kind of gave my skin a fresher, healthier look. Next, I would take my concealer, and again, I'm starting from the things that need to be covered most, working my way outward. I go right here in the corner of my eye, here, 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 and here. If you need to see where those dark circles are, just tilt your head down and look straight ahead and you'll be able to see them. Concealer brush, and I'll go in there and I'll just press that in. Now, if you have a lot of darkness on your eyelids, go ahead and take your concealer and just kind of even that out too. Just go ahead and run it across. You probably won't need to add any more, but it will help just even out your, if you have darker lids. And that will help brighten up the eye. And then I just keep pulling it upwards. I don't add any more, and I do a lot of pressing. I don't do a lot of pulling. At this point, if I think I need more, I would go in there and just kind of spot correct. Next, I would take a neutral pencil, and this is where I would go in and fill in my lash line, just so that my eyes pop. I'm not talking about going over the lashes and doing like a wing or a liner. I just really want to enhance that lash line so that my lashes look thicker and it helps my eyes pop more. So I would take this neutral pencil here. This is Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever. And I would go right into that lash line. I would look for the sparse areas first, take my pencil and go in there and dot those areas. So right here you can see I have a split in between my lash line here. Go right in there and wiggle the pencil. You can see already how that makes it look thicker, and that's just one dot. Then go over here, wiggling it just to fill it in. You can also tightline too, but I find that my lashes look thicker and my eyes look more awake. And then go all the way to the end here. Just keep dotting it. You don't really need to run it, you just really need to go in there and press it. Make sure you use a cream blendable pencil, because that will just be easier on your eyes too. And when you're done, your eyes should look something like that. Now, the next step, I would go in there and, I look very pale some days, so I would go in there with a bronzer and just kind of take a big fluffy brush, go in there with the bronzer, fluff it around a little bit, tap off any of the excess. You can use cream. This happens to be a powder that acts very much like a cream. This is from Chanel, and you can see the shade. It's not too bronzy looking. It really has a lot of blush tones in there, like neutral blush tones in there. And I go in and I'll just take that and I'll go around and just swirl this piece, and just to kind of give it a little bit of highlight, a little bit of glow. Take it down here if I need to, and then drag it. And you can see that that just kind of made this side of my face a little bit brighter looking. So again, just stand back and evaluate. If you think you need a little bit more color, go in there with a blush. At this point, I would take a cream blush, go up high on my cheekbones, and run that across there. This is in the shade Floor and this is Pixie. These are their cream blushes. I love them because, like I just showed you, it's like 1, 2, 3. I can just pop that on, take my fingers and blend that in. And that just gave my cheekbones a pop of color without it looking too overdone. At this point, I would go in and take a setting spray. Go in and go down the center, T across, down the center again, and T across, then an X and an X, and let that set into my face. Again, I'm really looking for just a very hydrated, fresh look. I don't want anything too overdone. Okay, the last 2 steps, I would go in with my mascara. I do my setting spray before the mascara because I don't want to go in there and end up with like a bunch of black dots on my under eye or on my eyelid. And sometimes the setting spray can reactivate that mascara. Go in, take a mascara, go in right down to that lash line, the very bottom of that lash line, and wiggle it up, concentrating on the outer third portion of my lash, mixing that wiggle, wiggle, and lift. So you can see how powerful the mascara is with that liner. And the reason I start with doing the outer third is because that will give my eye a more lifted look. Okay, last but not least, I would go in there and take a lip pencil, just a very creamy lip pencil, go in, outline my lips, go in there, rub that in with my finger, just so it doesn't look like a pencil. Take this balm, I'm going to be using this one here from Pixie, and it's called Rosette, and just run that across my lip. So this is the end result, and I just look a lot less tired than when I started, and that's really what the goal is of makeup for me. Okay, next let's start with hair. Again, I would take this down, and what I'm looking to do is just kind of bring it in a little bit closer and soften up the front pieces of my face. I also get this split on the back of my head. I'll show you. I get this. No matter what, I get that in the back of my head, even wearing it on top of my head. So what I like to do is go in there, because I'm going to be adding a little bit more heat to my hair. I'm going to go in there with the heat protectant, and I'm going to spray that throughout my hair. Because I think the #1 thing is with mature, dry hair that's color treated and has a tendency to be frizzy, is you really just want to be careful with the heat, so you want to protect it as much as possible. Then I love this serum. This is the Magic Night Serum. This is from Consultations. I love this, and I would go in, I would take a pump of that. Now I don't want to go in there and dry hair already, so I want to go in there and add a little bit of moisture just to reactivate it and just kind of smooth it out again. So take some of that, work underneath here, because that's really the part that's going to drive me nuts. Go in the back and then in the front here, and then just run my hands so that I have that evenly distributed. I don't want to use too much, and I want to focus on the ends of my hair more than anything else, because that's the part where it has a tendency to get the most damage. Now I can also leave like this. This looks much better than it did when a few minutes ago. It just kind of tamed those flyaways, and just keep rubbing that through the hair. It's the one thing I love about this serum. But the back of my hair still has that split there, so I want to get rid of that. That's this piece right here. So that's where I'm going to take my round brush. I'm going to go in there with the blow dryer. I'm going to kind of separate that a little bit. I'm going to show you what area I go into. It's right above the crown. It's just right where it starts to go down, and I'm going to go in the back. I'm going to show you. So it should look something like that. Then I'm going to take this round brush, and I'm going to, again, even with my hair, I stand back, I look at it, and I think, what needs the most attention? And for me, that split down the back does, and then these underneath frizzy parts. That's the areas I find I need the most attention. So I knew it might be something different. It might be something around your hairline. It may be you need more volume up top, whatever it may be. Start there first and then see how it looks. If I need to, I'll take these pieces, I'll clip them up real quick. Take these clips. I still love these. These are from the 80s, but they still work great on my hair. Look at these pieces underneath here. I'm going to take that round brush, go underneath there. Take this blow dryer and aim it down, so that it just softens it up a little bit. Now you can see the difference between this side and this side. Then I'll take everything down, my blow dryer and my round brush, and go through it real quick. Okay, so when I'm done, it pretty much looks like this from the front, but I still have that persistent part going down the back, even though I blew it out, but It's just one of those problems that I have with my hair as I matured. So I don't know if you have this problem or not. If you do, comment below, or comment below and let me know what problems you struggle with your hair. So it just really is very resistant to me doing anything to it. So it kind of wants to go like this throughout the day, where I still have that separation. So what I do is I'll take a comb and I'll lift this part here. So this is above where it wants to split. I'll take this part forward. I'll take a comb, right? I'll go underneath here and I'll tease it up. Then I'll take that top piece and I'll tease that. I'll take a little bit of hairspray. This is a very light workable, it's a Super Clean by Paul Mitchell hairspray. I'll spray that very lightly. Then I'll just take my comb and kind of comb it down, so that when it's done, it looks something like this now. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But it's going to save me from having that split throughout the day, which in my opinion looks worse. And I see so many mature women walking around with that, so I'm very aware of it. Then I'll go in again and I'll spray it a little bit on there again. Not too much. I don't spray too much in the front. I might run my fingers through lightly and give it a light spray and take it there. But this is pretty much the finished look, and I'm good with this. So anyway, if this video helped you, please consider subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. And I just wanted to let you know, coming this fall, I'm going to be offering Zoom consultations where we can sit down and kind of go over any questions that you might have. It'll be a 1-hour Zoom consult where we can sit down and go over any questions that you might have about your hair, color that might be a good fit for you. It would be like makeup, your eyebrows, skin issues that you might have. And we just kind of come over and come up with a game plan. And then I would send you an itemized list of products that might best fit you. And then you would even have access to an email afterwards for any follow-up questions that you might have. Because I know that sometimes we just really need some ideas to bounce off of somebody else to see what we can come up with for our hair and makeup. So anyway, I've been in this industry my entire life and I would love to help you. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave a link to that down below. And again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.